reflexes like a mongoose on amphetamines. Waving his Wilson wand. Super scintillating and sensational from Sosa. It's tennis near the gods. No mortal may approach.
Welcome back, Tennis Near the Gods. I'm Alex, joined by FaceTime with my brother Nicholas. Nicholas, how you doing?
I'm doing swell. How about you?
Doing swell.
Swell.
That's an interesting word choice for today.
Why not?
Yeah, so let's get into it. We're far apart, but you know what?
The grind
we're here.
never stops.
Exactly.
And Nick Kyrgios is a two-time ATP 500 champion on the year.
I mean, what is that? Who saw that coming at the beginning of the year?
No one did.
Who saw that coming?
No one did.
Even
Especially
in the
not
middle
me.
of the year.
Especially not me. I was very anti-Nick Kyrgios, and I've completely done a 180, and I love the guy. He's an incredible for the sport.
Tell me why.
Tell you why? He's incredible for the
sport.
sport.
Tells you we need entertainers, and
We
you're
need
like,
it.
oh, you're
Hey.
such a bandwagoner.
I'm fine with
man.
that. Look, I'm
That's
fine with
not
that.
your idea.
As long as I'm on the right side of history. How about that? All right.
Oh man, you have no backbone.
All right.
No backbone you have.
Look, I'm
All right.
always interested in improving.
Alright, but Nick Kyrgios, it was awesome to see this because he is such an unbelievable talent in terms of his shot making and what weapons he has in his repertoire. He just has everything. He can throw anything at you. Massive forehand, both heavy and flat. Slices off of both sides, as you like to say, Nicholas.
And obviously his hands.
His serve is outrageous. He spots up wherever. He can serve 110 to 140, and it's automatically an ace. And it's unbelievable. He puts on serving masterclasses every single match. So it's awesome to see because you want him to be enjoying himself out there. You want him to be enjoying tennis because, after all, it is his profession, and you don't want to see what you've been seeing.
And
with
it's
him.
so much more enjoying for the fans, right? You saw him go out 3 times in a row, capping it off in the finals where he'd go to the back, consult a fan for where he would serve, pick a spot, and just go after it and win it 2 aces and a setup forehand.
It's not to be said, he still has ways to go.
Oh, completely.
He was near the breaking point twice in 2 different matches. The Nishioka match, except he's superior, so he got through that. But the Tsitsipas match, oh man, he was tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Tanking in the second set, and somehow he righted the ship and refocused himself, which was the first time I've seen that happen. So it was great to see. So he still has some work, but awesome for Nick. A few other takeaways. Daniil Medvedev, he righted the ship as well. He's had a tough last couple months.
Just because of the clay and the grass. It's not
Playing
his best.
to the grass. After Barcelona, as I said, he struggled. Not the same, impressive win streak that he was putting together. Not win streak, but just wins in total. He was just collecting them.
And he's back to just decisive wins and just going at it from 15 feet behind the baseline and just grinding.
So tough, that guy. So tough. He's so tall and wiry, so he
lanky.
grinds, but he hits the ball so big off of his serve and has so much natural offense there that the guy's never going to miss, and he's also pummeling you on his service game, so it's such a tough mental match to play. Really pumped to have him back because it's fun watching him play, and having a guy at that high level, it really is going to push the Nishikoris, those guys, even the Djokovic's, if he faces them now going into the big hard court matches. So I was really excited to see a couple other notables that I want to go through. Karen Khachanov lost in the first round, or in the second round, but his first match against Joe Willie Tsonga, and then Joe Willie Tsonga ended up losing to Edmund. Edmund compiled a couple matches. He won 2 matches. He struggled this year, but I still think a little too many errors than what he was putting together last summer when he was really on his
he's not the same player
trend.
right now.
He's got a little. He's almost there. He's almost there. Back to that level. but just a little too many errors, and that tips the balance one way.
I just want to point out 2 lucky losers reaching the quarterfinals in Norbert Gombos and Peter Gauchek.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Interesting tournament, and then just Jordan Thompson quickly. You got to give the guy credit.
He's an absolute workhorse.
Jack Sock's come back. Still, he's struggling, but he'll be back. Hopefully. The glaring weakness, obviously, is the backhand. Yeah. So that's a problem when you're playing a guy as rock solid as Jordan Thompson. But
and also, he never left on the greatest note. He was not the
that doesn't matter, but Jordan Thompson, guy was a journeyman. He played challenger after challenger, worked his way into the ATP level events consistently, and look what he's done. Guys, just when you think of a professional tennis player, the epitome of that and what people should look up to
is that mustache.
Is that mustache? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jordan Thompson, such an animal, and big Tommy Paul. Hopefully, he can break through too.
For sure.
Guy has so much talent, such an unbelievable athlete.
And we saw his potential in Roland Garros when he took Dominic Thiem to 4 sets. He almost went up 2-1.
Not even potential. We've known he has the potential, but he's just producing week to week, winning, beating DK 0-4, and then he lost to Tsitsipas 3-5, but served for the second set. He needs a little more, obviously, experience in that in those situations where you have to go out and win that because Tsitsipas is not going to give it away. No. But credit to TP, came back this week, end of the week actually, and he qualified for the 1000 in Montreal. So big shout out to him. We're going to move through now to Los Cabos 250, and my guy Diego. Oh man, Diego, it's been a while since he's been in the winner's circle, you know?
Yes. He's only won 2 titles on his, this is his 3rd title on his career, I believe.
And I could not be happier. I love this guy. Such a warrior.
And both Taylor Fritz against Diego Schwartzman in that final, they were going at it. It was very fun to watch.
Fritz going back-to-back finals.
Yes.
Is really big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Big waves and a big win over Fonini.
It is a bit disappointing though that he wasn't able to take that first set going up, love 40, having 3 set points on Diego's serve.
Yeah, I mean the guy has played this is his 9th match in 2 weeks.
Yeah, especially at the tour level, you rarely see something like that.
Impressive stuff from the guy. Another Thanasi Kokkinakis. He's been in and out of injuries. He got a couple wins under his belt, which was awesome to see. Radu Albach, good week for him too.
And
that guy's always sneaky. He's sneaky.
He is.
He'll play that 250 and just he'll make a little inroad, get some points here, like what he did in Del Rey when he lost in the final to Dan
exactly.
Evans.
But I also think
did he beat Dan Evans? He beat Dan Evans in that.
Yeah.
He won that tournament. He's sneaky there.
And I think a big loser of this week, or what, in my opinion, I thought Luca Pouille could get himself together, but he lost first round his first match.
Tennis is that interesting sport where you can just be hit or miss one week. You can be hit one week. You can roll whatever on the blackjack or whatever that game is, and it's like gambling. Like the guy, he was money in Melbourne when he played Australian Open, makes the semis, and that will carry him through the year.
Yeah, and he's 23 in the race to London, but still has a losing record at tour level events, 12-14. So, exactly to your point in that case. And then when you move through the draw, you saw Guido Pella reach the semifinals, which I thought was an impressive week, especially on the hard courts, because he had made his living on clay throughout the year. He at one point was leading the tour in clay court, and actually matches won.
Listen, man, Guido Pella, Grigor Dimitrov, man, what has happened to him?
Yeah.
What has happened? He's struggling.
Happened?
Tough match against Stevie J. First win in a while. You know what? Before I get into that, shocker of the week.
What?
Biggest upset. Juan Ignacio Londero won a match on a hard court.
Wow.
I mean, pigs must be flying right now.
But I mean, he did then go on to lose to Sin-Woo Kwon.
Yeah, whatever that guy.
Good tournament for him.
Juan Ignacio Londero winning on a match on a hard court. That means Christian Guerin was subpar.
Just a little.
That was
Just
the
a little.
biggest shocker of the week, at least for me. So that wraps up Los Cabos, and then we'll get quickly into Kitzbuhel. It's the last red clay tournament of the year.
And
Not
Dominic
much to go over. Dummy team won his first tournament in Austria. That's pretty much the headline there. Some Casper Ruud makes the semis. Romas Vinolas.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's another guy. That's 10
Big
matches
stuff.
in 2 weeks for him.
Yes.
Winning and then backing it up in the finals. Impressive stuff from him. And Sonego, even though I said a week later he would win that tournament, he comes back and does well here, loses in the semis to Team. Sonego he's a grind too. Big game. So with that being said, we're going to get into really the main event. What really matters, the ATP 1000, Montreal. And this year, Djokovic is out of it. Federer is out of it. So Nadal headlines the draw as the 1 seed.
And as the 2 seed is Dominic Thiem.
Dominic Thiem on the hard courts, man, coming from Austria. That'll be interesting to see how he does. And
he does have a bye, so it's not as big of an effect. And it was a Saturday final, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. So you see the little shake-up in the rankings and how this plays out, because you have Tsitsipas as your 4. Zverev as your 3, which again, Zverev's the week 3. It's going to be interesting to see how he uses the hard courts. I mean, clay didn't bode well for him.
Neither did the grass.
Quarterfinal Roland Garros, but listen, I think
I think we gotta stop analyzing Alexander Zverev, to be completely honest.
No, I think the hard courts will help him out. He gets a little more value off the serve. He'll be a little more inclined to surge forward. And listen, man, he's a winner. To be he's not 3 in the world, but to be inside the top 10 at this moment, he's still not had a terrible
I just want to point out that he's top 10 in the race to London. He's projected by the Race to London standards to stay in the top 10 while he's having, like as critics say, like an extremely poor year. He's struggling for his standards.
The guy finds ways to win matches against. He's just compiled some wins, so sooner or later he's going to break through because he's a class player. I mean, unbelievable backhand.
Yeah,
one of the best on tour.
I think it's arguably the best,
and one of the bigger serves on tour too. So at some point, something's going to click there. It's just a matter of time. But Nadal's defending his title. We'll get into this. And I'd say right now my favorite is Nadal to win it. Just based off of the draw, you look at it, you say De Minaur, Dan Evans. I don't see any problems there.
I mean, his first seed would be Goffin, which I think
he owns Goffin unless he gets injured.
Exactly, and then his next seed is Fabio Fognini, potentially. I don't think it will be, but that's his highest seed.
And Borna Coric has been lukewarm this year. It's been tepid. Look at that word choice, Nicholas. You like that?
Creative. I love it.
So I love Nadal's draw going into this. And I think when you go even further and you think of the semifinal matchup that you see Tsitsipas and Nishikori as the seeds to possibly get there, even still, like, if Roberto Bautista Agut, he's your 10 in there, and Monfils is your 16 with Tsitsipas. Again, Nadal is better than these guys. I don't see like a Dominic Thiem who's going to punch a wall in him, or a Karen Khachanov who could possibly if he got there, or Stan. I just don't see it. I just think Nadal coasts through this tournament. But that being said,
I have to agree with you there.
We're going to get more into the nitty-gritty. How about that?
How?
Nadal, I have taken the title. But let's get into the nitty-gritty. Alright, so first upset alert. I'm going to go Dominic Thiem in the first round.
Losing to whom?
Shapovalov.
Really? He's making a comeback? Well,
Shapovalov, I'm going to compare to a Luca Pouille in the sense that he's the hit or miss every single week.
And I also like how he took a full month off after losing first.
Where he's like, he struggles, doesn't do well, but he'll hit big 1 week.
And he's riding a 5-match losing streak after Wimbledon, and he took a month off. I really like that. Get ready for your favorite tournament of the year in your home country, and let's put a show on, right? How about that? And also you see Felix Auger-Aliassime playing Vasek Pospisil in the first round.
That's a good matchup for him.
All Canadian.
And then you see Puya Raonic, so that's a rematch of the quarterfinals at Australian Open this year. And Raonic not playing well. He lost to Norbert Gombos, right? Or
No, Peter, go Gauchek.
So that's obviously it's a good draw for him. But Stan's a little tough. But again, not to get sidetracked, Shapovalov is my first person just because again, it's he likes the big show. He likes the big moments. He shows up for the big tournaments for sure. Those are the tournaments that he hits on, like in Miami at 1,000, making the semis there. I think he hits here. I think he has a big week. He's got a big game.
I have to agree with you there.
And I just don't like how
team's been playing.
The transition from clay to hard is going to be a little tough.
And it's a little tough, and I wasn't even very impressed with team.
He's not playing in Indian Wells, where the courts are similar to a clay court in the sense of how the ball is traveling, how much it's bouncing, etc.
Yeah.
Another thing to watch. I have Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev progressing here. I just think the guy just chops away, and he has a possible Nick Kyrgios matchup as his first match in the second round. And I think he would win that. I think Nick Kyrgios...
Really?
Yeah. I'm not so... Listen, I want Nick to do well, obviously. I want everyone to do well. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Let's say he really is in this positive mindset. I think he's going to be off a big high and going into this and then playing Kyle Edmund and to reboot and re-energize, and it's not as big of a stage in terms of your first round, your second round, you know?
Okay, I see that.
I think it's going to be a little tough, and it's going to need a little more maturity and time with this new...
I think this tournament is a bit more daunting.
But I just don't... I wouldn't bet on the consistency of his tennis yet. I hope I will be able to say, you know what, back-to-back weeks, Nick Kyrgios, no problem. I hope that comes to me. But right now, a little skeptical that will happen. I'm not saying he'll blow up. I'm just saying I don't know if the discipline will be 100% to beat Kyle Edmund, and especially I don't think the discipline will be 100%.
Yeah, no, I think I have to agree with you there. I see Daniil Medvedev progressing all the way to the semis, and possibly even the finals.
I say finals for Medvedev. I love the way I love the way he plays. I'm gonna get a little into Zverev.
How do you think he'll do?
You look at his draw,
fare?
And I think a Fucsovics match would be tough for him. I think Cam Norrie, he dominates.
Definitely.
But a guy like Fucsovics who can force him off the baseline a little more.
Norrie doesn't pose any true threats right now.
I mean, Norrie with the serve, it goes to his backhand, but still he can force him off the court, but he doesn't have as much firepower as a Fucsovics. So if Fucsovics gets through, Fucsovics is a tough... Again, not a guy that... I mean, it's almost with everyone. Like, it's very tough to produce week to week. Like, a guy like Roberto Bautista, where you're going to get a certain quality of level where the guy's just so consistent. But I think Zverev progresses here. I really do. I say it hesitantly because of the year he's had, but I think he moves through. I think he moves to the draw.
But the biggest question of the week is Nicolas Basilashvili coming off of his Hamburg title.
Nicolas Basilashvili could lose the next 5 matches in a row. I don't care. He's done his job for the year. He's done his job for the year. Taking home that 500.
All right. He still has to defend Beijing, buddy.
Yes, I think Dutzy is a tough match, obviously, and then a Struve for Tsonga is a tough match. So for him to progress to Zverev, I say, is a tough ask. If he does it, that's great. I don't think it's the tournament for him just based off of the draw. I think I have Zverev moving through. I have Zverev in the semis.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I've got Stan Wawrinka in the quarterfinals taking out Zverev to reach the semifinals here in Montreal. And then...
All right. I think Karen Khachanov, I think he takes out Wawrinka.
Really? Still struggling a bit, though.
Still struggling a bit. Listen, the tough match against Tsonga, he got broken at 6-5 in the third. Like just these small margins for him. He's almost there. It's the same thing with Zverev. Yeah. One break goes his way. Nothing's been going his way, but if one small thing does, it can turn around a season. Yeah. And I think he's just again, a little hesitant just because of the air, but I think Heron Hachinov, Zverev semi, and Zverev moving through being the superior player. Just a little more consistency on the serve, and he's just willing to put a few more balls into the court.
Yep.
And then moving up to face Nadal in the semis,
This is where I'm going to go with Diego Schwartzman. I'm really tempted to say Bautista Agut.
No. I think Tsitsipas.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant to say place Tsitsipas in the quarters and move on to the semis.
Even still, I say Schwartzman, he outfights Kekanato. Kekanato on the hard courts basically won Ignacio Londero. Guys just can't.
And he's in form. I feel like Schwartzman really enjoys this part of the summer. Moving through.
Marco Kekanato is just in a rut. He has the yips. I mean, those match points to Del Bonis and then losing to Chardy first round in Kitzbuhel, was it?
Well, first it was Benet 3-2, and then Del Bonis.
Listen, man, the guy cannot catch a break right now. He's not playing great. Again, Schwartzman wins that. I think against Roberto Bautista Agut, I think the hard courts suit well for him. I say Bautista Agut gets to Nishikori, but Nishikori takes him out.
Okay.
I think Nishikori, just that matchup, I don't like it. Nishikori's backhand can really undo Roberto's. He's just so quick to take the angles away.
Yeah.
And he's got that consistency to match Roberto, too. I just don't like that matchup. Because Nishikori can pick apart Roberto's backhand. He goes back into backhand, he's got the better backhand.
Mm-hmm. And with that backhand line, changing direction.
Even still, just to work him off the court, and he's got a little more variation with it. I think that just sets him up a little better.
Mm-hmm. But you're still on Steph. You're on Steph's train moving into the semis.
Listen, man, he's so good. The way, even when he was not playing well this past week, he takes the ball. The way he moves to his forehand to cut off the angle when he's like counter-punching or just trying to be aggressive coming from the guy is just, you think he takes 2 steps and covers the entire court.
Yeah.
His movement is unbelievable. He's got such long strides and cuts off the court very well. So, and he's a winner. His serve, I know I'm not high on it, but man, again, he just in the big spots he produces.
Mm-hmm.
He produces. He comes up with first serves, big first serves. It's definitely improving. So you got to take the best player there, and I think he's the best player. So yeah. I think he gets into it all, and he runs into a little bit of trouble there.
So I don't really think we've got too much of a disagreement in these latter stages of this Masters 1000.
So that's what I got for this week. I mean, hopefully next week we get some shockers to tell you guys about and to go over. But that's all I got. So
we can't wait to see Federer and Djokovic in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Hope that at least a couple of you made it to this point, if any, really. But thank you for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.